Although at the time a college education was largely affordable, the opportunity to attend public colleges was not equally accessible. LULAC, joined by the American GI Forum, founded by Dr. Hector P. Garcia, sued in federal court. The illegalness of segregating Mexican Americans was upheld in Delgado versus Bastrop Independent School District, 1948, and qualified Mexican Americans were upheld as legal jurors where they lived by Hernandez v. the State of Texas, 1954. The issue of racial segregation was much harder to overcome. UT's law school was ordered integrated by the U.S. Supreme Court as a result of Sweet versus Painter in 1950, but many battles still remained, including those over minority faculty appointments, integrated dormitories, and increased minority educational opportunities. Fueled by the deep anxieties of the Cold War, the racial divide intensified, as did the anti-labor bias in Texas in the 1960s. The nation's second Red Scare, initiated by Senator Joseph McCarthy and other landmark national events, were duplicated in Texas by W. Lee Papio Daniel and Martin Dies, men who laid the groundwork of militant anti-communism in the Lone Star State before the end of World War II. Although the second Red Scare was short-lived, it had long-term effects on Texas as well as U.S. society. Texas society and culture in the mid-century. Industrialization also transformed Texas society and culture. Society was impacted by a decline in European immigration, the emergence of a consumer culture, and even a drop in church attendance. Although Roman Catholicism doubled its membership and remained the largest single denomination, the state remained a strong Protestant presence, and fundamentalist values now were espoused on television and radio. The 1960 presidential election was notable in that religion played a significant role. Sports, especially Southwest Conference and Friday night football, high school games were an extremely important part of Texas culture. Other activities included theater, art, music, and ballet. Music in particular was diverse, from jazz to blues, country and western music, and Tejano folk music. Meanwhile, Texas history was enriched by the work of Carlos E. Castaneda and Ruben Rindo Lozano, who contributed the story of ethnic groups in the making of Texas. Joby France, J. Evetts Haley, and others introduced new approaches to Western history, and J. Frank Dobby, Walter Prescott Webb, and Roy Bedicek became luminaries of Texas literature. Americo Paredes and poet J. Mason Brewer, elected the first black member of the Texas Institute of Letters, made efforts to rectify Dobby's unscientific approach to folklore. Among significant literary names who left the state to locate near publishing houses in the East were Catherine Ann Porter, George Sessions Perry, Edwin Lanham, William Humphrey, and William A. Owens. Tom Lee, a painter and writer, became known for his descriptive accounts of Texas, as did Fred Gibson, who wrote Old Yeller. John Howard Griffin published Black Lie to Me in 1961, and Billy L. Bremner wrote The Gay Place in 1961. Perhaps the best-known name today is that of Larry McMurtry. His early work seemed to point Texas literature in a new direction, away from the Texas of cotton and cattle and towards a more complex and realistic view of the urban present.